Landscape photography comes in many different forms, from the calm and almost spiritual to the more frantic and adrenaline-filled photo shoot. Whichever the case, you must always be prepared with your camera ready to shoot, because you never know what is waiting for you around the next corner.
Það var kannski meira fóður í að geta kristallu síni frá landamærum á þessum tíma til þess að veðurfræðir geti gert það og ég meina þá bara brugðist við því.
So we have found ourselves in the middle of an Icelandic dust storm. Driving down the road, we could see it in the distance, and we weren't sure if it was raining or if the winds were whipping up all of the dust and ash and creating this beautiful atmospheric conditions. So we found a fantastic spot to pull over. It's just, if you ever needed an environment to take advantage of a sandstorm, you don't get much better than this. Black sand, beautifully defined peaks, snow patterns foreground the interest with the pinnacles and the rocks in the sand. It's great. It's super sketchy, not obviously for us, for our safety, that's not a problem, but camera gear, you know, everything's getting clogged. So I've left my tripod in the car and I'm going around handheld, picking out different compositions, 55 to 200mm lens, going wide, zooming in, trying different aspect ratios. It's just a playground. That's the only way I can describe it, is a playground. What a fantastic moment that I'll remember for a long time.
As the winds blew the dust across the desert landscape, instinct seemed to take over. This was not the time for slow contemplation. This was the time for reacting to what felt right. These conditions are brutal, and it can be hard to see images in such a vast landscape. Here I am picking out shapes and areas of contrast rather than looking for subjects such as a rock or a mountain.
Very quick example of something I'm shooting. Hills over in the distance, you can see them just there. They have patches of snow on them and interesting ridges leading up. By itself, not overly interesting, but throw in the dust and it's just, I don't know, who knows, but yeah, certainly looks pretty otherworldly. I think what helps a lot is you have these rocks and these stones. I think it's rhyolite. No. What is it? What are the shiny stones called?
Obsidian.
Obsidian. The rocks in the sand are obsidian, so they give lots of interest, or well, not lots of interest, a little bit of interest, especially with the dust blowing through. I am concerned about autofocus because sometimes visibility is so poor that the camera struggles to lock on focus because it's contrast based, but you know, most of them I'm hitting, so it's not too much of a problem, but it is something I have to be mindful of. What a treat. What a real treat. It's a shame I'm not going to get to shower for another 5 days, but hey ho. Inside the safety of the vehicle at the minute, the photography wonderbus, and I've decided that this is so beautiful that I really want to try and capture this on 6x6 medium format film. But the problem is, I mean, look at my face. This dust gets everywhere, so I'm going to try and rig up some sort of contraption to protect the camera. So what I'll do is I'll get the camera ready inside the vehicle, go out, take a meter reading. The light's not going to change. Got a great composition in mind for it, and then I'm going to dial in the settings, focus my lens to infinity, wrap a carrier bag around the camera, go out and try my very best to shoot it on Portra 160. Oh man, I'm nervous. Could ruin the camera in one shoot. So I'm gonna run and try and get the shot handheld. Thor is very kindly gonna film me from the inside of the vehicle. I know my composition, it's just outside there, but gosh, I tell you what, no, I'm just gonna go for it. Dark slide out. Locked and loaded. Right, okay. Ooh, here comes the dust.
Lens cap on.
Lens cap still on, I would have gone. Okay. Bye!
Although this image looks okay at first glance, when viewed closer you can see significant motion blur. The large film size coupled with the long focal length was too much for 1/25 of a second handheld. We decided to travel further across the desert in search of a change of scenery. This dust storm was so incredible that it was almost impossible to stop shooting.
So you can see the dust storm is relentless, it's incredible. The more we drive, the more opportunities that we see. And I've been brave. I've been brave on a couple of occasions where I've taken out my 6x6 film camera and I haven't videoed it because, let's just get down here. Oh my God, hang on, let's get behind the van. Oh! Okay, so I'm behind the van now. So I've taken my film camera out and I didn't video it because it's so sketchy. I kind of shove it inside of my jumper, run out to the shot where I'm gonna, or run out to the area where I'm gonna expose an image. I've already got the settings dialed in. Point shoot, get back inside. I loaded Portra 160. And yeah, it's just phenomenal. I'm gonna share with you a couple of images. One wasn't too dusty actually, but the last shot that I've just taken now of this peak behind us, that shot was incredibly dusty, so I've no idea if any of these are going to turn out. In fact, I had a bit of a problem with the back on the camera, and the film cartridge wasn't loaded properly, so I definitely wasted a couple of frames there. Hopefully it's all good, but man, this is real adventurous photography. It's sort of high impact, go, 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 really, really fast. You know, there's no tripods, there's no manual focus, there's no anything. It's autofocus, find your composition, take your shot. We're just not gonna get scenes like this again. This is quite special and very, very challenging.
Similar to the last image, this looks okay at first glance, however my focus was way off, and I should have focused on the stone circle rather than the glacier in the background. I did also take a shot of this on my X-T3, which turned out better than the film version. My final image on film was of this isolated mountain. I'm yet to make up my mind about this photograph. Let's not forget that we were brave enough to fly our drones over this dust storm. And, well, we've had mirrorless, we've had medium format film, so let's finish off with a couple of drone images shot in RAW from the Mavic Air 2. And I'd be outright lying if I were to say that these images aren't some of my favourites from the trip.